Join me for a quick trip to my brother's in Denver, Colorado for my birthday, and we're going to start with an early dinner with my dad before I boarded my flight. I had heard about a pizza place that is near where I live called the Flying Heart, and they were supposed to have an amazing cauliflower crust pizza, so we knew we had to try it. We started with Caesar salad, which is one of my dad's favorites, and it was so good. It was cold, it was crisp, there was plenty of croutons, and then we went straight to our pizza. We had several different types of meat and some veggies, and you guys, this pizza was so good. You couldn't even tell that it was a cauliflower crust. It was so crispy, the flavor was on point. After dinner, I went to the airport to board my flight and got to Denver late. The next morning, it was snowing, and I was so excited because we don't get a lot of snow in Louisiana, and I just think it's beautiful. So I was enjoying all the landscape and, of course, the mountains. My brother and I were driving up to Boulder, Colorado to do a little bit of work, and the scenery is just gorgeous. We decided to stop at Alloy Thai Cuisine. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it was featured on Food Network. There's my brother, and we were looking at the menu. Everything looked delicious. I decided to try a noodle dish today, which is not something that I typically do. I typically go for rice dishes, but today was different. We started with some egg rolls, and y'all, they were so crispy. The filling was great. And then my brother had some tea. Then it was time for our main dishes, and these were so good, and plenty of cilantro, which is one of my favorite flavors. Afterwards, we went to a hotel nearby that is really famous, and that is where he had to do a little bit of work. In case you don't know, he is into chemical sales, and he helps commercial hotels and restaurants, and even the famous soccer team in Denver, Colorado. He keeps all of those places running and in good shape. And I wanted to show you this beautiful hotel. It is so nice. And again, I can't remember the name of it, but it's in Boulder, Colorado, and a lot of people stay here, and it's just beautiful. It's like old and like antique feeling and really fancy. So I did a couple of pictures in the bathroom for my daughter. Afterwards, we grabbed some coffee. You guys, look at the little heart. It was so sweet. And this might be some of the best espresso I've had ever. And then that night for dinner, we went to Jason's Deli because it's one of my favorites. I wanted a really good fresh salad. The following day, we were kind of chilling, so we decided to go and play ping pong. Of course, we needed to eat lunch first, but we love to play ping pong. Our whole family plays ping pong, and I think that it's just like this running joke in the family that everybody tries to beat me. And I'm not saying I'm professional or anything, but I do love to play, and I think I'm quite a challenge to overcome. We went to this cute little burger and hot dog stand called Mustard's Last Stand, and it was really good. A decent burger, some really good fries. By the way, I dip my fries in mustard. Okay, I think I was successful, and we found some that I can run my half marathon in. Look how cute. We snagged some sour jelly beans. Pretty good. You like them?
Yes.
I do too. Now we're gonna go play some ping pong. My new shoes. I just want to say that I'm fully aware of what I'm about to say is going to sound ridiculous, but here's the truth. I did not realize until several years ago that On Cloud was a Roger Federer brand shoe, and he is my favorite athlete of all time. So my brother insisted that I had to get some of his shoes for my half marathon because they were so comfortable and because they're his shoe. Afterwards, we headed to Pendustry, which is this really cool place that has tons of ping pong, miniature bowling. It has a nice little pizza place, pool, arcade games. It's just a really cool place. We actually wound up playing ping pong on the top level. It was outside. It was a little windy, but that did not keep us from enjoying ourselves. That night for my birthday, we went to a really nice Italian place called Barolo Grill, and it was super fancy, y'all. It started with a lavender or maybe a rosemary roll. I don't remember. And then I had a cheese souffle with some sort of crumble and pear. And then I had some pasta that had veal, and she had some lobster risotto with gold flake, and he had the duck. It was so good. And then, of course, we had to get the panna cotta, and I just thought it was funny the way that it jiggles. It tastes like milk and caramel. Took a picture in the bathroom before we called it a night. The following morning was the day I was going to fly home, but I decided to make them breakfast. They love homemade biscuits and sausage gravy, so I wanted to make sure that I did that for them. They are so kind to let me stay at their house and to visit, so I wanted to make them a really good breakfast. My biscuits are amazing, and it's actually my mom's recipe, but it is on my blog, so feel free to check that out. So afterwards, after we ate breakfast, of course, and poured that gravy over our biscuits, it was time for us to go out for the day. And although I was ready to see my kiddos, I was a little sad to be leaving because I'll miss my brother and his wife. We went walking again around Boulder, and then we went to this tea house for like brunch because you need a reservation to get in. We were able to walk around and just look at nature and this beautiful little stream before they called us to go to our table. The artwork on the outside of this tea house and on the inside was beautiful and so intricate, and their menu was super, super interesting. They had all types of things. So we started with samosas and some hummus and Mexican chilaquiles, and then it was time for me to catch my flight home. So glad I got to see my brother. Happy 38 to me.